On AFL.com.au, we're at Visy Park as Carlton continues its pre-season. Hello everyone, Matt Thompson alongside Jen Phelan today. And Jen, there's been a few little stories in the off-season for the Blues, but for the most part it's been pretty low-key.
It has been pretty low-key. We haven't really heard a great deal from them, which is interesting from one of the bigger clubs in Melbourne, but there's obviously been a lot of movement here over the pre-season. They've had some key arrivals and some key departures, so I mean we can run through them now. David Butterfant has arrived from Collingwood, which is a big appointment for their fitness department. Dean Laidley arrived from St Kilda, another big coaching appointment, and obviously Dale Thomas arrived from Collingwood, so that was probably their biggest on-field signing in the off-season, and the word is that he's going pretty well.
Yeah, the mail out of the Blues is that he's back running. Of course, all last year his ankle was the story, combined with his contract negotiations at Collingwood. But it really does sound like he is on track, and we might even see him in the pre-season, and I think that's what Blues fans would like to see.
That's right. Their aim is that he'll play a couple of pre-season games, and he should be back in full training with everybody else as of Tuesday after the Australia Day long weekend. So obviously there were a bit the concerns over his ankle were at Collingwood towards the end of the season. They were worried about how that ankle was going to hold up long term, but I mean, if anybody would know about that, that would be Butterfant. So you would think that, you know, the Blues are pretty confident that he will be able to perform on the field for them for a long time. And
just to explain what's going on behind us at the moment, you might see that there's not AFL players but rugby union players, because the Blues and the Melbourne Rebels actually share this training oval, and both teams are out there at the moment, which is a little bit unusual.
Bit of a scheduling issue there, yeah.
It's a bit different. David Butterfant, he is a big acquisition. Obviously, Mick Malthouse's right-hand man at Collingwood, and now he's with him here at the Blues.
That's right. He obviously arrived from the Pies, has been working with Mick for a long time. Mick obviously rates him very highly, as does the fitness industry. First thing he did was he took them to Arizona, which obviously the Pies have had a lot of success with over the years. So, yeah, definitely a key appointment for the Blues.
Off-season surgeries, there are a lot of them.
Yeah, there were. Nearly 20 players here had off-season surgery, but obviously they're optimistic now about all the players coming back. They think they'll all be back in full training, as I said, as of Tuesday. So, and they're also bullish about their prospects of playing in round one. They think they'll have a full list to pick from. So they're obviously pretty much on top of that rehabilitation program now.
Matthew Cruz is really the only one still at the top of the kind of injury list, if you want to call it that, for the Blues.
That's right. He obviously had that foot operated on that he hurt against Richmond in the elimination final. Didn't play the following week against the Swans, but he's in that group that they think will be really ramp up training as of next week.
All right, we've been going around to all the clubs, putting pressure on our AFL.com.au reporters. So, Jen, you're with me here today. Your prediction for the Blues in 2014?
I think they'll be better than they were last year. They've obviously had another season under Mick, though the players will know a bit more about his game plan and about what he wants them to do. They've got Mark Murphy with another year under his cap as captain, and the word is already that he's being a lot more vocal and he's really settled into that role a little bit more than he had last year. So I'm predicting bottom half of the top 8. I know that's a pretty safe guess, but I still think there's a few teams in front of them, but I definitely expect them to play finals.
All right, the countdown continues to the NAB Challenge and the season proper. Keep clicking back to AFL.com.au for more.